Selena Gomez, darling of the Hollywood elite, shed tears over ICE raids. She posted a video, now deleted, lamenting the plight of illegal immigrants. Her concern that these individuals were being attacked. Where, one might ask, are her tears for the true victims? Where is her outrage for the American families shattered by illegal alien crime? The left's hypocrisy knows no bounds. They champion open borders while ignoring the devastating consequences. They embrace lawbreakers and demonize law enforcers. Their compassion is reserved for criminals, not citizens. This is not about compassion, it's about politics. It's about using illegal immigrants as pawns in their quest for power. It's about transforming America by force into a socialist utopia, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Open borders are a humanitarian disaster, plain and simple. They fuel a black market of human misery, enriching cartels and endangering innocent lives. Women and children desperate for a better life are lured into the shadows only to find themselves trapped in a nightmare. The stories are heartbreaking. Young girls forced into sexual slavery, families torn apart by coyotes, young men forced to join gangs or become drug mules. These are not anecdotes. They are the horrific realities of our porous border. The left ignores these victims. They refuse to acknowledge the suffering caused by their open border policies. They call us heartless for demanding security, for putting American lives first. But we will not be silenced. We will not stand idly by as our nation is overrun and our citizens are put at risk. Fentanyl, a deadly synthetic opioid, is pouring across our southern border, leaving a trail of death and despair in its wake. This potent drug is 50 times stronger than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine. Just a few milligrams can be lethal, making it a weapon of mass destruction in the hands of drug cartels. The influx of fentanyl is not just a border issue. It's a national crisis. It's infiltrating every corner of our country, from bustling cities to quiet rural towns. The cartels are exploiting weak points in our border security, smuggling this poison into our communities. The impact is devastating. Families are being torn apart and communities are being decimated. This poison is killing our children, destroying families and decimating communities. The grief and loss are immeasurable, leaving behind empty playgrounds and heartbroken families. This crisis is not just about numbers, it's about real people, real lives. Every statistic represents a person, a family, a community in distress. The question we must ask ourselves is, who is to blame for this catastrophe and who is to blame? The cartels, emboldened by weak border security and enabled by open border policies, are flooding our streets with fentanyl. The numbers are staggering and the consequences are dire. The cartels are operating with impunity, taking advantage of every loophole and weakness in our border security. They are relentless in their pursuit of profit, with no regard for the lives they destroy. The statistics are alarming. Fentanyl overdoses are now the leading cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 45. These are preventable deaths, tragedies that could have been avoided with a secure border. The rise in fentanyl deaths is a clear indicator of the failure of current policies. The left's answer: more needle exchanges, more safe injection sites. But these measures only treat the symptoms while ignoring the root cause of the problem. We need to address the root cause of this crisis. We need to secure our border and cut off the flow of fentanyl at its source. The current approach is like putting a band-aid on a gaping wound. They treat the symptoms while ignoring the disease. We need a comprehensive solution that addresses the root cause of the problem. They offer band-aids when what we need is a tourniquet. We need to cut off the flow of fentanyl at its source. We need to dismantle the cartels and secure our border. Only then can we stop this poison from reaching our communities and killing our loved ones. We need to dismantle the cartels and secure our border. We need to stop this poison from reaching our communities and killing our loved ones. We need to stop this poison from reaching our communities and killing our loved ones. It's time to take action and protect our future. We owe it to our children, our families, and our communities to put an end to this crisis. The time to act is now. The sex trafficking industry thrives on vulnerable populations. These predators seek out those who are already struggling, those who are desperate for a way out, and those who have no one to turn to for help. They exploit the hopes and dreams of these individuals, promising them a better future only to shatter their lives completely. Open borders provide a steady stream of victims, making it easier for traffickers to operate without fear of being caught. The lack of stringent border controls creates an environment where these criminals can thrive, moving their victims across borders with little to no resistance. Women and children who are easy prey for these predators. They are often lured with false promises of safety, security, and a chance at a new life. Instead, they find themselves trapped in a nightmare, far from the dreams they once had. They are smuggled across the border, often promised a better life, but the reality is far more grim. Many are forced into labor or sexual exploitation, their freedoms stripped away, and their lives controlled by their captors, only to find themselves trapped in a living hell. The conditions they endure are unimaginable, with constant fear, abuse, and a complete loss of autonomy. Their dreams of a better life are replaced with a daily struggle for survival. These are not just statistics. These are real people with real stories, each one a testament to the horrors of human trafficking. They are individuals with hopes, dreams, and families who love them. These are human beings, stripped of their dignity and robbed of their futures. They are someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's friend. Their pain and suffering ripple through their communities, leaving scars that may never heal. And they are being abused and exploited right here on American soil. This is not a distant problem. It is happening in our own backyards, in our cities, and in our neighborhoods. The left's silence on this issue is deafening. Despite the clear evidence and the countless lives affected, there is a disturbing lack of action and acknowledgement from those who claim to champion human rights. They are complicit in this modern-day slavery. By ignoring the problem and failing to take decisive action, they allow these atrocities to continue unchecked. Their open border policies are directly responsible for the suffering of these innocent victims. These policies create opportunities for traffickers to exploit, leading to more lives being destroyed. We cannot allow this to continue. It is imperative that we take a stand and implement measures to secure our borders, ensuring that traffickers cannot operate with impunity. We must secure our border, dismantle the cartels, and disrupt the networks that facilitate human trafficking. This requires a coordinated effort from law enforcement, policymakers, and communities, and bring these criminals to justice. Those who profit from the suffering of others must be held accountable for their actions, facing the full force of the law. We must protect our children and defend the most vulnerable among us. It is our moral duty to ensure that no one falls victim to the horrors of human trafficking and to create a safer, more just world for all. Section 5, no more tears, only action. Tom Homan's call for justice. Enter Tom Homan, former acting director of ICE and a true American hero. Homan has witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of illegal immigration. He has seen the faces of the victims, heard their stories, and felt the weight of their suffering. Homan has a message for Selena Gomez and the open borders left. Where's the tears for the sex-trafficked children? Where's the outrage for the American families torn apart by fentanyl? Your compassion is misplaced. Homan understands that securing our border is not just about enforcing the law, it's about protecting innocent lives. It's about standing up for the victims, not the victimizers. It's about putting America first. Section 6, protecting our nation, the moral imperative of secure borders. Every sovereign nation has the right to secure its borders. This is not about hate, it's about self-preservation. It's about protecting our citizens, our values, and our way of life. A nation without borders is no nation at all. It is a breeding ground for chaos, crime, and instability. It is a haven for criminals, terrorists, and those who would do us harm. We cannot allow America to become a lawless free-for-all. We must stand up for our sovereignty, enforce our laws, and protect our citizens. This is not a matter of choice. It is our duty. Section 7, Trump takes charge. Executive orders to combat cartels and crime. President Trump understands the threat posed by illegal immigration and has taken bold action to secure our border. His executive orders designating Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations and declaring a national emergency at the southern border are critical steps in the right direction. These orders empower law enforcement to target the cartels' finances, disrupt their operations, and bring these criminals to justice. They send a clear message that America will no longer tolerate being a safe haven for drug traffickers, human smugglers, and violent criminals. The left, of course, has condemned these actions as racist and xenophobic. They would rather see our country overrun than risk being accused of intolerance. Their priorities are tragically misplaced. Section 8, Restoring Law and Order, 1,000 arrests, one step closer to safety. Under President Trump's leadership, ICE has ramped up enforcement actions, arresting over 1,100 illegal aliens in a single week. These are not random sweeps. They are targeted operations focused on removing criminal aliens and those who pose a threat to public safety. Every arrest represents a victory for the rule of law, a step closer to a safer America. These operations send a clear message. If you are here illegally, you will be caught and you will be removed. The left can cry foul all they want, but the American people are tired of the lawlessness. They are demanding action, and President Trump is delivering. Section 9. A Safer America for All. The Trump Legacy of Strength and Security. President Trump's tenure was marked by a steadfast commitment to ensuring the safety and security of every American citizen. His policies were designed to create a nation where families could thrive without fear, and where children could play in parks without the shadow of danger looming over them. President Trump's commitment to border security is unwavering. He recognized the importance of a secure border in maintaining national security and protecting American jobs. His administration took decisive action to strengthen our borders, deploying more resources and personnel to ensure that our borders were not just lines on a map, but robust barriers against illegal activities. He understands that a nation without borders is a nation in peril. By reinforcing our borders, he aimed to prevent the influx of illegal drugs, human trafficking, and other criminal activities that threaten the safety and well-being of our communities. His policies are not about hate. They are about love for this country and a fierce determination to protect it. President Trump's approach was driven by a deep sense of patriotism and a desire to see America flourish. He believed that by securing our borders, we could create a safer, more prosperous nation for all. The results speak for themselves. Under his administration, there were significant improvements in border security, leading to safer neighborhoods and more secure communities. Families could rest easier knowing that their government was taking concrete steps to protect them. Illegal crossings are down, crime rates are falling, and communities are safer. The data shows a clear trend of decreasing illegal activities and increasing safety, a testament to the effectiveness of his policies. President Trump is restoring law and order to our nation, and for that we should all be grateful. His support for law enforcement has been unwavering, ensuring that those who protect us have the resources and backing they need to do their jobs effectively. The left may try to rewrite history, but the facts are clear. President Trump is the most pro-law enforcement president in modern history. His administration's policies have led to tangible improvements in public safety and law enforcement effectiveness. He has stood up for our men and women in blue, defended our borders, and made America safer. His legacy is one of strength, security, and unwavering support for those who serve on the front lines of our nation's safety. That is his legacy, and it is a legacy that will endure. The impact of his policies will be felt for generations to come, as America continues to benefit from the foundations of security and strength that he laid during his time in office.